Hello everyone, it's Mr. Filipp coming to you today from the Duxan Reservoir. This lovely little spot is around 15 kilometers north of the town of Ansan. You can come here, rent one of the floating houses that you see in the background, enjoy the scenery and tranquility with a day of fishing. But for today, the topic I want to focus on is connected to smartphones and, broadly speaking, all touchscreen technologies such as tablets and so on. These devices have become an essential part of many of our lives, whether for communication, entertainment, education, work, and so on. Their ability to connect us, provide instant information, and offer endless productivity tools is incredible. But despite their benefits, there is now also a clear risk that comes from their overuse, particularly on developing minds and even adults. We are in the midst of the tech tobacco age. The initial excitement and widespread adoption of smartphones and touchscreen devices has now developed into something more concerning. Let's start with the impact on developing minds. Children and teenagers are in a critical stage of brain development. During those formative years, their brains are especially sensitive to environmental stimuli. Now, in moderation, smartphones can be a useful tool for learning, entertainment, and let's be honest, as busy parents, getting a bit of peace while you eat or having some time to yourself while the kids entertain themselves with all the digital delights of YouTube and the app stores. But due to their ease of use and the near endless content they provide, the first risk becomes clear: addiction. Many of these apps, games, and social media platforms are designed to capture and hold attention above all else. They use reward systems similar to gambling. Likes, notifications, daily challenges, loot boxes, and achievements provide dopamine hits that incentivize repeated daily usage. For children and teens whose brains are still developing, this leads to digital addiction, where they struggle to focus on anything other than their screens. This has now been proven to lead to poor academic performance, decreased social skills, emotional instability, and in the longer term, a fundamental stunting of the necessary mental growth and evolution they need. Hence why more schools are, in my opinion, rightfully adopting no smartphone policies during school hours. But this addiction becomes compounded when you see the impact that smartphones have on mental and physical health. Countless studies have shown that prolonged use of smartphones or tablets are directly linked to increased levels of anxiety, depression, loneliness, bad posture, or text neck as it's called, and the sleep disturbance that comes with their excessive usage at night. The constant bombardment of notifications and losing one's sense of time due to the algorithm constantly feeding incredibly curated content leads to fundamentally unbalanced usage. That's then compounded when one's responsibilities are neglected in favor of focusing on whatever hyper-stimulating content keeps the brain distracted. Here we see how attention spans have been affected. Smartphones and tablets offer instant gratification, so users start to develop shorter attention spans. Think of the length of popular video content these days, especially with the rise of TikTok. All of these negative effects, though, compound and ultimately result in the degeneration of our mental capability. Those that use their smartphones excessively find it harder to focus on tasks that require sustained mental effort: reading, problem solving, critical and sustained thinking. Instead, users become accustomed to multitasking between apps, scrolling through endless feeds, engaging in shallow forms of entertainment. Over time, this impairs our ability to think deeply, retain information, or engage more meaningfully in the real world. Adults aren't immune to these risks either. We may not experience the same developmental issues, but many of us from time to time fall into the trap of overusing smartphones. If you're checking your phone obsessively or losing time, or your attention is constantly being pulled away by notifications or social media, some simple litmus tests. How many pages of a book can you read? Can you sit through a full movie? How often do you check your phone even without having a notification prompt your attention? And children who model their behavior on adults, well, when they see their parents glued to the screens, It sets the expectation that this is normal and acceptable behavior. This perpetuates the cycle of overuse, impacting family dynamics, communication, and ultimately cohesion. Now, none of this is to say that smartphones and tablets are inherently bad. They are tools like any other, and they have incredible advantages, helping us learn, staying connected to vital global developments, and having access to near endless ideas and opportunities from the internet economy. But that tobacco comparison is apt because of the addictive qualities that have been proven to exist. The overuse of smartphones does come with significant risks. The key, for all users, is discipline and balance. It's important to practice boundaries with screen time, taking breaks and prioritizing activities that don't involve smartphones in any way. In the end, we must be mindful of how powerful these tools are. You are carrying a pocket computer with you constantly. It's a kind of cybernetic augmentation, the first form of brain Neuralink. When managed responsibly, smartphones and tablets can enhance our lives beyond measure, but left unchecked, they become the new tech tobacco, posing serious risks in the short and long term to our well-being. All right, have a wonderful day and enjoy the stunning scenery, folks.